Babar Azam's changed this team in the way they're approaching international tournaments. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I think that particular victory in the 21 T20 World Cup was a major boost for them on the way, to becoming the powerhouse that they are currently. I think, and especially, it was a landmark moment in terms of his captaincy where, he could say, okay, you know what, we've done this, we've achieved something which perhaps no other Pakistan captain had achieved before him, especially in the T20 format. I mean, the ODI format, they're still waiting, but it gave them that self-belief. It gave them that confidence. I mean, you look at Pakistan, they're what? Semi-finalists in 21, then finalists in 2022. So uh, it's been a brilliant journey for Pakistan cricket under Babar Azam. You know, Pakistan cricket for the better part of what we have witnessed, it's littered with captains because those players perhaps were not the first names on the team sheet, apart from Wasim Akram or Waqar Yunus. And even during their time, it was always about politics and something was always happening behind the scenes. With Babar Azam, he is their four batsmen. There's nobody better than him in that
Yeah.
particular side. He's obviously their leader. So there's no challenge to him. And I think this is for the first time since the 80s or late 80s when Imran Khan, I really don't like those comparisons, especially the 92 comparisons, but in Imran Khan, they had a leader who could not be challenged. And this is what I see in Babar Azam. I really don't want to compare the two. But in Babar Azam also, there's a leader that, who cannot be challenged. And this is not something that you see too often in Pakistan cricket and probably explains why they're having such a period of calmness, consistency,
Yeah.
ascendancy, if you can say so. And yeah, but again, like I said, no comparison between Babar Azam and Imran Khan.
Which is the other thing, right, Jamie? We always said, growing up when we saw India play Pakistan, we said, look, Pakistan is an unpredictable team. We don't know which side they've woken up on. And, on any given day, they can beat the best in the world. And on the other days, they can collapse for nothing. That hasn't happened with Pakistan. So you don't see that kind of unpredictability. You know that they are going to put in a very good performance.
Yeah, I mean, just as Chetan was talking, I was quickly trying to recollect, when was the last time we saw any of those farcical, comical, two batsmen at one end, Pakistan needing 80 with 9 wickets left, in some Sharjah match, this was, I wouldn't say it's common, but it was very natural. There were times when I'm talking about 2009, 10, where I'd be watching a match or, I'd be like, Arey, until it's 4 runs required with 8 wickets left, I'm not going to say anything. And we'd see it. But I think you're right. Again, I don't have all the scorecards,
Yeah.
on the top of my head right now. But there is a certain stability that Babar Azam being captain has brought. I remember the time, and I think Wasim Akram also mentioned this in his book, that across 7 years, there were like 11 different captains, right? And of those, he was made captain 3 times.
Yeah.
So before Imran, post Imran, for a long time, there was that. And yes, politics, like Chetan says, politics had a big role to do with it, but there just doesn't seem to be that level of insecurity, backbiting, indecisiveness in this Pakistan team led by Babar Azam. So yeah, I mean, I think he definitely, like you asked the question, he definitely has had a rather calming effect. It also comes from being one of the best batsmen going around across all three formats. So I think, like I said, if you want a stable Pakistan team heading into a major tournament, this is probably the most stable we've seen. I mean, I'm thinking of Yunus Khan teams, Afridi teams, Misbah teams. They always had a couple loose cannons. Now, if I can
Yeah.
use that term, they don't seem to
Yeah.
have it here. This comes,
Yeah.
I
of
miss
course,
the
with
loose
success.
cannons, actually.
They
I
have their
do.
own space, but I think
Well,
that period was also when they were not playing at home. Now
Yeah.
going back to Pakistan, playing at home for the last 3-4 years, that's probably also a factor as well.
Yeah. Yes, Chetan.
yeah, the Misbah reference is actually a very interesting one because you had Mohammad Yusuf, who was just in a bit of a decline in his batting form. You had Yunus Khan, who was doing so well. Shahid Afridi could not decide whether he wanted to retire or keep playing. And then you had Misbah ul Haq, who brought that calming influence on their dressing room. But for some reason, the Pakistan media and the fans never really liked Misbah ul Haq. For some reason, he was just not. They were just not warming up to him for the longest period. And perhaps it was because he was not the best batsman in the side, which is, again, you look at it, all these factors have come down and found a common thread in Babar Azam. He has that calming effect. He's the best batsman in the side. You can't, and obviously there are no other big, you know, personalities dividing opinions really in that particular dressing room. So it's all come together at the right time for Babar Azam, and which is why I think even from compared to that recent era, this seems like a much more calm Pakistan cricket environment, if actually that is a phrase that can be used for them.